Welcome, painters. I'm Beth Wheeler, and I'm here for Earth Safe Finishes Eco Pouring Kit. This is what we're using today: the acrylic base, the pouring medium, and the silicone, along with some of the pigments. I have mixed up my paints. This is a beautiful mahogany that uses a lot of burnt umber and a little bit of burgundy. I have beige that is just a few drops of burnt umber in the base, and then peach. Isn't that a beautiful color? I love that peach. It has just a couple of drops of burnt umber in it to pull all the tones together. And then I have white in a squeezy bottle, and I've mixed it just a little bit thin because we're going to be doing a swiping technique today, which is one of my favorites. It's lots of fun, and it uses white paint but in a little bit thinner consistency. I've already added a couple of drops of the silicone in each one of the cups, except the white. The white doesn't have anything in it except the white acrylic base and the pouring medium. So I've put 1 part acrylic base in the bottom of each one of the cups, and added the pigments and mixed it up till I got the color that I wanted, and then added 4 parts of the pouring medium and mixed it up really well. Put a couple of drops of silicone in there, and this is the consistency you should get. And that's perfect. We should get some really nice cells out of that. So I'm going to start with white on the base because I really like to have some kind of a wet base on this. It gives the acrylic something to hang on to and keeps it from getting dull. And I'm going to use frosting spreader and spread this out as evenly as I can, because I don't want it real juicy as we do in some of the other techniques. And my problem is always I put down too much paint. So this time I'm really going to try to not put down too much paint. And you can tilt it or you can spread it out, whichever way you prefer. Okay, we're just about ready to get to the painting part. If you see a lot of bubbles at this point, you can add some torching, but it's not necessary if you don't see a lot of bubbles. Okay, and we're going to do some puddle pours right here directly on the canvas. And I'm putting some of the peach down, and then I'm going to spread it out a little bit just by tilting. And again, that's to try to prevent getting too much paint on the canvas. And I'm just putting it on randomly. There's really no plan here. And now this beautiful mahogany. Oh, I can't wait to see how this interacts with the peach and the beige. And you don't have to cover every inch of it because we are going to be spreading this out with a spreader, and it's going to fill in all of those spaces that don't have any paint in them. Swiping is one of my favorite techniques, and it seems like no matter how many ways I try it, there are always some other ways to swipe. Okay, and immediately I see I have way too much paint already, and I haven't even put the swiper down. Okay, we're going to spread this, tilt this a little bit, and now I'm using that thinned white paint. And there's scads of ways to do this swiping. So we'll be doing several videos on this. Now I'm going to swipe with my frosting spreader, but you might want to use a squeegee, or some people like a flexible page protector, or a damp paper towel. All of those ways work. They create little different effects, and it's whatever is most comfortable for you. I happen to like something with a little rigidity in it, but you try a couple of different ways and see what happens. Now, I am not putting much pressure at all. I want the spreader to kind of glide on top of the paint. And look how we're getting, this is called lacing over here, where the white is making all those beautiful cells. And I kind of like continuity there, so I'm going to go all the way across. Okay. And I did kind of clean off the scraper with a paper towel in between, so I didn't get a lot of blending of the paint. I wanted the paint to interact, but I don't want it to mix. If it mixes too much, it'll just make kind of a gray mess, and that is not what I'm going for. Not with these colors. And I'm working all the way around because I want to cover all the blank canvas. I don't want any white canvas to show on the edges or on the top. Okay, so now we have some lovely lacing, and I'm going to use my torch and see if we can get some larger cells. We have some great small cells, but I'd really like some larger ones. Now I'm getting small ones, but that's okay. They are beautiful. I really like the way the mahogany and peach interact. And at this point, some people like to tilt, but I'm not a big fan of tilting. I do more damage when I tilt than anything else. So I think I'm going to leave it just like that. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see some of the detail, and then we'll come back when it's dry. Okay, and we're back. The swipe has dried. It has some nice lines in here that we could enhance by using a fine tip squeezy and adding some heavier white lines in there for some design lines. But I'm kind of liking this just the way it is. So I'm going to get it up close so you can see some detail. Go. So you can see the cells and the design lines in there. Notice how those scraping lines have all disappeared and just left really interesting texture and patterns on the canvas. So this canvas is now dry and ready. I will finish it off with a couple of layers, a couple of coats of varnish, and then it will be ready to hang. So thanks for joining me. Please click the like and subscribe buttons below, and join me next time. I think we're going to do another swipe.